Maybe you've been calling yourself unmotivated, lazy, disconnected. Maybe you keep waiting for the drive to come back, the spark, the part of you that used to start things without thinking so hard. But what if this isn't a motivation problem at all? What if what you're feeling is mental exhaustion that's been quietly building for a long time? The kind that doesn't announce itself, the kind that just makes everything feel heavier than it should. You still care, you still want things, but even simple steps feel strangely far away. That gap can make you doubt yourself. It can make you think something is wrong with you. Stay here for a moment, because there's a different way to understand what's happening, and it doesn't start with blame. Mental exhaustion doesn't always feel dramatic. It's not always burnout that knocks you over. Sometimes it's quieter than that. It's waking up already tired, not in your body, but in your thoughts. Like your mind never fully shut off. You might still be functioning, showing up, doing what's required. And because of that, it's easy to tell yourself you shouldn't feel this way, that other people are handling more, that you're somehow falling behind. But constant pressure changes how the brain works. So does long-term stress. So does never feeling fully settled or safe inside your own head. Nothing about this means you're weak or incapable or losing yourself. It means something has been asking a lot of you for a long time, even if no one else could see it. You don't need to fix anything yet. Just stay with this understanding for a moment. When the mind is exhausted, it doesn't always ask for help in obvious ways. It doesn't wave a flag. It doesn't explain itself clearly. Instead, it slows things down. Initiative fades first. Not because you don't care, but because starting requires energy you don't have access to right now. So from the outside, and sometimes even to yourself, it can look like laziness, procrastination, a lack of discipline. But that's not what's happening. This is conservation, a nervous system trying to protect what little capacity is left. When you've been mentally on for too long, the brain reduces optional effort. New tasks feel heavier, decisions feel louder. Even things you enjoy can feel oddly distant. It's not that your standards disappeared, it's that your system is prioritizing survival over momentum. And when that gets misnamed as a character flaw, the exhaustion deepens, because now you're carrying shame on top of fatigue. If this feels familiar, stay with me. There's more clarity ahead, and you don't have to rush to it. A lot of exhaustion doesn't come from what you do, it comes from what you hold. The constant background thinking, the quiet monitoring of situations, the effort it takes to stay composed, responsive, acceptable. You might be carrying unfinished conversations in your head, replaying moments, anticipating outcomes. You might be making dozens of small decisions every day without noticing how much they cost. Adjusting yourself, choosing words carefully, staying alert to how things could shift. Even rest can feel active when part of you is still watching, still bracing, still preparing. And because this work doesn't leave visible marks, it's easy to dismiss it, to tell yourself it shouldn't count, that you haven't earned this level of tired. But invisible effort still drains real energy. Emotional labor still uses capacity. Mental vigilance still asks something of you every minute. So if you feel worn down without a clear reason, that doesn't mean the reason isn't there. It means you've been strong in ways no one taught you how to measure. Stay with this recognition. We're not finished yet. You might have tried resting already, sleeping more, taking time off, stepping away when you could, and it may have helped your body, but not your mind. That can be confusing, even discouraging, because rest is supposed to work. But mental exhaustion isn't always about lack of sleep or time. It's about never fully powering down inside. If part of you stays alert, even during breaks, your system never gets the signal that it's safe to recover. Your thoughts keep looping. Your attention stays half engaged. Your guard never completely lowers. So rest becomes another task instead of relief. Another thing you're trying to do correctly. This isn't a failure on your part. It's a mismatch. Your body rested, but your mind didn't feel allowed to. And without that internal permission, energy doesn't return the way people promise it will. If you've been wondering why breaks didn't bring you back to yourself, this is part of the answer. There's more to understand before anything shifts. Stay with me a little longer. When energy doesn't return on its own, a lot of people try to force it, push harder, override the resistance. You might tell yourself to just start, to stop overthinking, to power through like you used to. Sometimes that works briefly, long enough to meet a deadline, long enough to appear functional, but forcing motivation has a cost. It teaches your system that rest isn't allowed, that slowing down is dangerous, that exhaustion will be ignored. Over time, that pressure creates deeper shutdown. The mind learns that the only way to be safe is to disengage further, to dull desire, to reduce connection to effort altogether. So the more you push, the less accessible motivation becomes. Not because you're failing, but because your system is adapting. This isn't weakness, it's an intelligent response to sustained demand. If you've felt stuck between guilt and numbness, this is why. And there's nothing wrong with noticing that forcing hasn't worked. There's another way to understand what's happening. We're getting closer to it. Exhaustion doesn't usually ask for more effort. It asks for listening, not dramatic change, not big decisions, just attention without pressure. What you're feeling isn't a demand to fix your life. It's a signal that something inside you has been carrying too much for too long without enough quiet. Not silence, quiet. The kind where you're not bracing for the next thing, not evaluating yourself, not measuring your worth by output. Your exhaustion might be asking for fewer internal arguments, fewer shoulds, less self-surveillance. It might be asking for moments where nothing is expected from you at all, where your mind isn't preparing, explaining, or defending. That can feel uncomfortable at first, because you're used to staying alert, used to staying ready. But this isn't about giving up. It's about letting your system know it doesn't have to stay tense to survive. You don't need to act on this understanding yet. Just noticing the question underneath the tiredness is enough for now. Stay with me. There's something important to remember about who you still are. Mental exhaustion has a way of distorting self-image. It makes capability feel distant, like it belonged to a past version of you. But capacity doesn't disappear just because it's offline. It pauses. What you're experiencing isn't loss, it's protection. The part of you that once moved quickly hasn't vanished. It stepped back because something needed relief, not pressure. Stillness can look like failure when everything around you rewards motion. But stillness can also be intelligence. A system refusing to spend energy it can't afford to lose. You are not less than you were. You are not falling behind some invisible timeline. You are responding to conditions that ask too much for too long. Even now, your awareness is intact. Your care is intact. Your depth is intact. Nothing about this moment disqualifies you from what comes next. It simply means you're in a pause that has meaning, even if it doesn't have words yet. We're almost at the end. Stay a little longer. You don't need to become motivated tonight. You don't need clarity. You don't need a plan. Nothing is being asked of you right now. If your mind feels tired, it's allowed to be. If your energy is low, that doesn't mean you're failing. It means you've been adapting. You don't have to label this moment as good or bad. You don't have to turn it into a lesson. Just let it be a pause. There is no deadline on returning to yourself, no requirement to prove anything, no pressure to catch up. You are still here, still aware, still enough. And even if things feel quiet or muted inside, that doesn't mean they're gone. It means they're resting too. If this space felt steady for even a few seconds, you can return to it again, not as a technique, just as permission. You're not unmotivated. You're mentally exhausted. And tonight, that's allowed.